Okay, so top 5 biggest mistakes I see junior software engineers making all the time. Number 1, thinking that school is going to teach them everything. Now, I know I'm not the only person who's said this, especially not on this platform or forum or blog or whatever, but it's true. So I think school is very important, and I got my bachelor's degree, and I think it was extremely useful. It got my foot in the door in the industry and taught me the foundations, the theories and algorithms and bare minimum and basics of what I needed to know. And some may argue that the way that schools teach it aren't the best, but at least it's there. It's offered there, and it's something that's always going to be on your resume. No matter what other job you have or where you move, your school is always going to be on your resume. With that being said, that's just a foundation. That's just an entry to your career, and you should take it upon yourself to look for other sources of knowledge and continue to grow yourself as an engineer. Number 2, not understanding their own code. I see this all the time. I see it with people all the time. If you're writing something over and over again, you should understand what you're writing and what it means. Like in school, and I'm sure they do this in boot camps and blogs and stuff too. I've seen it. They tell you not to worry about the little details of what you're writing, but I and many other people would argue that you should understand those little details, because understanding those little details is making a small investment now to save you not only time, but opens up a bunch of doors for you in the future of questions, and you learn stuff you didn't even expect to learn. And you might even get interested in a particular topic or tool because you decided to delve into it. Which brings us to number 3, avoiding documentation. Many people, it's not only junior devs, they like to go on blogs, forums, and YouTube videos or X online resource to get their information. And what a lot of people forget is that there's the documentation where all that stuff is bases their knowledge off of. And there are other YouTubers that have said the exact same thing, and I couldn't agree with them more, that the documentation is the very first source of the information that you're probably looking for. And I mean, I'll be honest, not every documentation is clean and nice, but it's there and it's useful, and people avoid it like the plague. And I'm telling you, if you're gonna follow someone else's documentation where they're doing it just as a quick fix in a quick weekly blog post where they're not gonna care about it in 2 weeks, it's not gonna help you. You will benefit, again, putting the time and investment now to look at the documentation, then just quickly copying and pasting some code, or going off a third-party writer or something, or YouTube video. Not to say that those things are bad. Some of it's good, but the honest truth is there's a lot of noise on the internet. Number 4, not knowing your worth. So being an entry level of anything is a bit difficult, but what you need to do as an entry level engineer or entry level anything is do some research. Figure out what the average salary is in your area, what your skill sets are, because different skill sets pay different amounts, and make an honest decision on where you fall within that scale. Because you don't want to be underpaid for your work, and you don't want to be overpaid for a position you're not qualified for. So just understand that, like you don't want to have all these projects under your belt, multiple internships, maybe even a previous job, and get paid below the average in your area. And it doesn't make sense. And companies are more than happy to pay you for what you're worth, but they're also even happier to pay you even less, because at the end of the day, they're a company and they're trying to, save some money and get a product out the door. And whatever you feel is fair for you is what you're going to get, typically, what I've seen. So yeah, know your worth. I'd start off by searching your what you want to do, understanding what you want to do too. That should be another point. Having a goal set up, the earlier the better. If you're in high school or college, it's amazing. Figure out what you want to do. Do you want to work on like microchips and robotics, or do you want to do web development, or do you want to do mobile development? And just figure out, what can you do now to achieve those goals later in the future. So yeah, knowing your goals, knowing your worth, and understanding the industry that you're in. And like I said, it's all about what you think is fair and whether or not the company agrees with you. And also remember, whenever you join on a team, you're joining on as a team member. You guys are contributing to something else besides yourself. All right? So it's really easy to get put on a team that, you might not like everybody in, but you guys are working together on a common goal. So it's really important to keep an eye on where you're going, what your goals are, and how to get there. All right? Don't put anybody down for if they're slacking off, or their motivation levels or ambition levels, and this goes for either way. Like they could have a low motivation, or they could have a higher motivation than you. But the point is, forget about that. Focus on yourself and how you can improve yourself each time. What you want to do is improve yourself a little bit every day. If you do that, you'll eventually get to where you want to go. And now for the final topic is mishandling their finances. I see it all the time. It's not only with software engineers. I bring this up because the software engineer field is a very competitive field. Therefore, the salaries are very competitive, and people aren't the most educated in terms of financial literacy. So what I would recommend doing is, just exploring as much knowledge as you possibly can, the good and the bad, because then you can identify between the two. Because if you just follow one person's financial ideology, you'll never understand the other, and who knows, maybe the guy you've been following this entire time is wrong. So it's something that you constantly need to work on. As long as you're not ignorant to it, and you are very conscious of your finances and what you want to do and where you want to be, you will be fine. At the end of the day, you'll be fine no matter what. But what you don't want to do is put yourself in a bunch of debt to, show off to whoever because you're making however much money. So keep that in mind. And I hope you guys like this video. If you guys would like to know a little bit more information in the industry, or you would like to hear some other tips, let me know in the comment below, and I'll try my best to reply to them. And with that being said, I will catch you guys next time.